on Channel 3 News.
Tonight, a political face-off after a week of scandals. Clinton and Trump square off again. The second presidential debate kicking off in a few hours. We'll take you there live. The Southeast in recovery mode after Hurricane Matthew left a path of destruction. The cities that need the most help and what the governor is doing to help pick up the pieces in Florida.
You're watching Northwest Florida's news station. This is WEAR, Channel 3 News at 10 in high definition.
Happening right now, preparations for the second presidential debate taking place at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. This one sure to be a firestorm. There's plenty of drama and a giant GOP scandal likely to be the focus of Hillary Clinton's attack. Now just hours away from the showdown, Scott Thuman joins us live from the action with what we can expect. Scott?
Yeah, well, Anthony, you can expect Donald Trump to really be in that damage control mode, trying to stop this flood of negative news. He's had more than a few dozen now. Prominent Republicans say they no longer endorse or support him, some even saying that they believe he should step down. So he's got a critical hurdle to overcome somehow tonight. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton, she's also facing new troubles of her own. We'll talk about that. But all of this setting the stage for what will be a continuous 30 days that is both wild and unpredictable. You feel like you've seen and heard it all from and about the candidates? Well, their teams think otherwise. But can elections really be altered this late in the race? Just ask Thomas Dewey, who thought it was a done deal until he was done in by a surprise surge for Harry Truman. Is there something that perhaps you wish you'd hammered home a little bit earlier in this campaign?
I think we do wish that there was more attention paid on policy. That's why we look so forward to the debates.
She points to the dozens of detailed policy plans Clinton's been pushing, but claims are often ignored.
It can be a challenge when we're running against the candidate that we're running against, who sometimes says offensive things, and that takes over the news.
They're hoping new apps combined with good old-fashioned in-person persuading can spread a substantive message, since the spotlight is often elsewhere.
Every election cycle you learn from it, you grow from it.
Republicans have their own challenges. Democrats, they admit, have been better at reaping the rewards of early and absentee voting and say they've made huge strides since Mitt Romney's failed run.
This election, we have a permanent ground operation, which we didn't have in 2012. This was an investment that the chairman decided he was going to make after the loss in 12.
Take Florida, for example, where they had less than 100 staff on the ground last election. Now they claim it's more than 1,000. And Trump's rallies have borne plenty of manpower.
The sheer numbers that Mr. Trump is turning out is unlike what we saw in 2012. Mr. Trump sends out a tweet about an event going on and needing staff, and volunteers come flocking.
Now, clearly, they are going to have their hands full, but Hillary Clinton also under the microscope. WikiLeaks says it has documents, transcripts of a 2013 speech to some Goldman Sachs executives and donors where she claims, allegedly, that she is for open borders, for open trade. That is different than what we've been hearing on the campaign trail. So she's got some explaining to do as well tonight. And yes, Anthony, all of this proves that the final 30 days of an election can have a major impact on the outcome. And we're going to watch that play out in real time here tonight live in St. Louis. I'm Scott Thuman. Now back to you.
Scott, thank you. Everyone wondering what Trump's strategy will be tonight. The Republican Party continues to blast their nominee, Trump's longtime friend, Rudy Giuliani, the only member of Trump's team out doing damage control.
And I think Donald Trump has expressed that very, very clearly, that he's ashamed of himself and he's embarrassed.
Trump signaled that he'll go nuclear, attacking not just Hillary Clinton, but Bill as well, about Clinton rape accuser Juanita Broaddrick. But half of the questions tonight will come from pre-selected audience members. Both campaigns hope that means the focus will be policy, not just scandal. Meanwhile, top Republicans are jumping ship and pulling their endorsements from Trump following the scandal. Channel 3's Allie Norton spoke with local Republicans about their thoughts and if they still stand behind their nominee. Allie?
Anthony, Trump still has support coming from Northwest Florida. The chair for the Republican Party of Florida Congressional District 1 told us that he's running to be president, not to be a pastor. The 2005 video shows the exterior of a moving bus and a conversation between Trump and the then host of Access Hollywood, Billy Bush. Trump is heard saying that fame allows him to grope women and get away with it. Since the tape was leaked on Friday, top Republicans have expressed their outrage. House Speaker Paul Ryan disinvited the nominee from a GOP event. AL.com, which in its history has always endorsed the Republican candidate, is siding with Hillary Clinton. Chairman Martin Simmons doesn't condone what Trump said, but says his words do not compare to Clinton's actions and inactions.
I'm not excusing what he said at all. Very inappropriate, shouldn't have said it. But he won the primaries and won the nomination saying other inappropriate things as well. Apparently, you know, people are tired of polished politicians, and he is not one.
I'm going to use some Tic Tacs just in case.
His views are shared by others in the community. Coming up tonight at 10, we're hearing from some of the women in the Republican Party here locally. In the studio, I'm Allie Norton, Channel 3 News.